Fighting between the Afghan government and Afghan Taliban has been going on for years and has left the country in a state of instability with almost daily reports of deadly violence. While the peace effort has never stopped, the road to achieve real harmony remains a long and bumpy one.
In late 2010, the then Afghan President Hamid Karzai formed a high peace council to seek talks with the Afghan Taliban. It followed the endorsement by tribal leaders in June of a plan to engage militants in a reconciliation process. In early 2012, the Taliban agreed to open an office to facilitate peace talks, but the plan was suspended. The Afghan government continued to offer peace talks, but the Taliban requested preconditions, in particular the release of prisoners and the withdrawal of NATO-led forces from the country. In June 2013, the Taliban opened its first office for peace talks in the Gulf state of Qatar. A month later, the office was closed, bringing the peace process to a stalemate. Since May 2014, several informal communications have been made between the Taliban and Afghan government representatives in Qatar, Norway, and the UAE. Kabul insists its officials were meeting the Taliban in a private capacity. However, the Afghan government suspended peace talk efforts after the assassination of his chief negotiator and former president, Burhanuddin Rabbani, last September. It was not until July of last year that the Afghan government announced it had concluded formal talks with the Taliban. On July the 8th, Pakistan hosted its first round of peace talks in the resort town of Murree, adjacent to Islamabad, which ended with an agreement to meet again at the end of the month. But the ice-breaking talks collapsed after the Taliban belatedly confirmed the death of their founder, Mullah Omar. News of his death led to infighting between senior Taliban leaders and the group's new chief, Mullah Akhtar Mansour. The second round of talks were postponed. As Afghan holds such a strategic geographical position, its unrest and instability have long been deemed an important regional and international issue. To step up coordination between different factions and achieve regional security, the Istanbul Process on Afghanistan was set up in 2011. So far, 5 foreign ministerial meetings have been held, with the latest in December 2015. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi attended the meeting and pledged to support peaceful reconciliation in Afghanistan. Then, at the end of 2015, both Afghanistan and Pakistan announced a plan to hold 4-party talks in Islamabad, to set up a roadmap for peace talks between the Afghan government and the Taliban. Taoyuan CCTV.